By what name are you known?
There are some who call me Tim.
This is Jason from the Knockin Doorz Down podcast. We're all about ending the stigma around addiction and mental health. Check us out at kddpodcast.com, and you're listening to my brother in pro wrestling fandom, 2010 Minutes.
What is happening? 2010 Minutes podcast. I am your host, Tim McCarthy. This podcast focuses on mental health through humor, insight, and personal stories. You are tuning into episode 046. I don't think people notice that, but I have a 0 because I'm like trying to get to 100. But after I get to 999, then what happens? Tune in. Stay with me. And you'll have a blast. Thank you for that introduction by Jason with the Knockin Doorz Down podcast. Two other hosts, Mikey and Chris. Great podcast. They always have like really solid guests. Definitely check them out. They've had like AJ McLean from the Backstreet Boys. They've had fucking Charlie Sheen. They had my boy Butch Patrick, Eddie Munster from the Munsters. I'm still not happy about that remake that's coming out with Rob Zombie. I don't know if it's a comedy yet. I don't know. And I'm very scared. And I don't know. I'm too afraid to tell people. But yeah, thank you for checking back in. Again, thank you to Jason for that introduction. I love that beat in the background. It reminds me of Mike Jones. Who? Mike Jones. Shout out to Mike Jones. My nose is very itchy, and I don't know why. If you sneeze into your shoulder. If you sneeze into your hands, I document that, and I judge you. So when you sneeze, give it the dab. Or put it in your shirt, lift your shirt up, put it in there. Stop sneezing in your hands. Because then I see you wipe them on your jeans, and I'm like, come on. But anyway, if you haven't caught up yet, my recent guest was with Laura Martin, certified nutrition consultant with IBS, irritable bowel syndrome. We have a lot of shitty things to talk about. This week we have Nina Corcoran on, a police officer who's in like a small town in New Hampshire. Sexual survivor in college, where she didn't know she was until later in life, which was super sad but very informative. And then also we went through her abusive marriage. She was run through the ringer, but she was the most nicest person that I've talked to. And she had a big smile on her face the whole time. And we somehow had a lot of fun with that interview, even though it's a pretty touchy subject. But I think you will really enjoy that. My week, been all right. I had a good weekend. No complaints. Just trying to get in that good weather before it ends, you know? Fall's cool and all. I don't mind fall because it's hoodie season, and I love wearing a good hoodie with a nice pair of jeans. I need new sneakers, but I don't want to get new sneakers before the winter because they'll get all messed up. Fun fact about me, I don't like white sneakers. I don't like white shirts. I actually don't even like wearing the color red. I know I have a red hat on if you're watching this, but I'm not a fan of red and white. I don't like that combination. I don't look like looking like a candy cane. Not a big Christmas guy. I'm probably going to get booed for that. Damn, I was just thinking about that. My year anniversary for the podcast is coming up. That's freaking neat. But yeah, I've been doing good this week. I'm still like having trouble with like motivating myself. I'm not like, I wouldn't say I'm depressed, but I'm depressed about not doing stuff. But I do. Like, I'm just so fucking lazy and lethargic lately. And it's, it's like, this is the time I start kind of like, winter season is when I get really bad mentally. And last season was really good. I did a good job with my medication. I remember my therapist recommended me one of those mood lights where it's like artificial light that you're supposed to stare at every so often. And they're kind of ridiculous. I might just start doing that again because working the overnights and stuff, I wasn't really seeing natural sunlight. So it's like fake sunlight. And I just think some guy made a box that's pretty much a ring light. So I might just use it as my ring light from now on. So I'm always happy. Those things are ridiculous. There's always so many novelty things that are made, and I wish I could figure out something like that. Like the guy that made the pet rock, like made $1 million. I was thinking about this, like when you hold like a girl's purse, there's no like right way to do it. It's always very awkward. But once if you held it like a boom box and put speakers in it, I'm telling you, we can name it the burst or the boom burst. I don't fucking know, but it'd be kind of cool. So you're just like jamming to shit when you're holding the purse. I think that's pretty fucking hip, but what do I know? So this week, what was International Podcast Day on September 30th. And it's like, I was thinking about it, and I feel like telling people I'm in a podcast is on the same level as telling people I have a Peloton or I do CrossFit or just anything that people don't shut up about. And I'm definitely in that category now with the podcast. I definitely tried posting it on my personal page, and I just don't think anyone gives a shit, which rightfully so. Like when people see me, they always like mention the podcast, like I'm going to bring it up, but then they're like, I never listened to an episode. Then I was like, I don't think you should. It's just kidding. I just feel like it's like the whole proud thing. And I talk about that. And like, I am proud of the podcast for what it's done. I've had a lot of good guests. I can't believe I'm coming up on a year already, even though I don't do like, actually, no, I do one a week. I can't believe it's fucking time flew by. I'm at episode 46. So hopefully by, I want to guess episode 50. I know I skipped one, but I'm coming up on it. But I was asking people what they're proud of lately. And some people have like a tough time answering that. And I'm the same way. And I've always hammered this in a lot of my episodes. It's like the cocky versus confident thing. But I'm very proud of how far I came in life with all the bullshit that I dealt with. And I'm never like oh, well, it's me. Side note, is all damsels in distress? You never hear just like, oh, that chick's a damsel. But without being like, oh, is she in distress? I feel like that just comes one with the other. Look at that nice damsel over there. Like, oh, dude, she's in distress. Like, how do you know? Because she's a damsel. I don't know. I don't know where the fuck I was going with that. But I am proud of how far I came with all the crap that I went through. And just doing the podcast, again, it took me like a year to like really want to do it because I'm very self-doubtful. But I did really well. I got like a bunch of downloads, a bunch of friends. I'm doing really well. I got a bunch of more interviews coming up. I don't know what the next step is that will make me feel like I'm getting to a next step. I don't know if it's like making money or having a big event or like having like a really big name guest, but I'm kind of just still going with the ride and enjoying it. And yeah, so I posted about that and how like I went through like suicidal ideations to being suicidal to pretty much almost killing myself to turning around and going through the whole healthcare system and just sticking through it. Like I never figured like I'm very like tough in a way. Like I kind of just deal with shit. When I'm sick, I kind of just deny it. I've always just like been like, yeah, I'll be fine. I'll be fine. But you know what? I was right. I was like, yeah, I'll be fine. I just need a little bit of help. And you don't be scared to ask for some help from somebody because we all need some help. But yeah, the podcast has been really fun. I really appreciate anybody listening. It's kind of cool just seeing people just like even listening and having like fucking like 5 downloads or 100 downloads or just anything like that. And like actual like people that like really like the podcast. It's kind of funny because like I have like fans now, which is great. Like my like Jenny, big shout out to Jenny, who's been very, very active on my Facebook because not many people are active on the Facebook account, which I think everyone should be very active on all my accounts, which you should. And then like people buying T-shirts. Two of my buddies, Anthony on We Have Issues Pod, and then another listener who's very diehard with the independent podcasters, which is a huge support with that Good Pods app. So it always is like a very good feeling because I've been in like that rut where like, again, I'm just like not being proactive and I'm just kind of just being like stagnant and being like, bleh. Look at me using the word stagnant in like the right way, right? But stuff like that, like they both bought shirts and kind of like gave me that boost. So yeah, shout out to those two people. I'm shouting people out that buy shirts. Same with Cammy. Cammy Nguyen bought one. All right? I'm seeing you people. So if you want to shout out, buy my fucking shirt, okay? Gotta get rid of them so I can come out with a better design. Because I have better designs, but you boys not made out of millions here. But yeah, where the fuck was I going with that? But anyway, I just before this, I was catching up on Mr. Corman. I remember mentioning that a while ago. It's on Apple Plus. It's not getting renewed for a second season, but it's Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and he deals with like very new mental health issues. And my God, he nailed the second episode. So he's having like an anxiety attack, and he sees like a meteor coming to him, which isn't real, but he's like having that feeling. I've never had like, oh shit, a meteor's feeling, but you feel like the world's gonna end like all the time with anxiety. And he called the doctor's office, and it was exactly what I dealt with. You call up, they ask for your ID number, and you're like, hey, I'm just having a really bad time. They're like, well, you have to give me your password first. Confirm your name. And then, yeah, that was the reference he got. Then he called the doctor's office, and they were like, well, the appointment will be November 15th. And he's like, that's 2 months from now. He's like, can I just see someone now? And she's like, well, you can call 911 and go to urgent care. And he's like, well, I don't really have that type of money. And she's like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, that fucking annoys the shit out of me. And it just like, I was like hit me in the feels because I've been through that and everyone's been through that. The mental health care, like even the healthcare system in general, like if you want to just get checked out, like you either got to like go to the emergency room or just like wait it out. People don't have that time. So like that gives me anxiety because like, how is it going to get better? There's just going to be more and more people coming with more and more anxiety. So hopefully we figure that out and we get to a better part. But yeah, then his roommate was trying to help him and just like having those conversations, people that don't understand it or don't have mental health issues that try to help, but they frustrate you even more with their questioning. Like, oh, what's bothering you? And then you tell them like, oh, everyone has that. And you're like, okay, you're not really helping, but I really appreciate it. And you try everything not to freak out because you freak out about everything else. So I do feel for those people because they want to help and they just don't know how to. So you got to kind of give them like that, just like, thanks, man. And just hold it in. You're like, man, that fucking did not work whatsoever. But yeah, Mr. Corman's on Apple TV if you have that. I feel like, dude, what's up with these fucking things now? Paramount Plus, Peacock, Apple Plus, Apple Minus, Netflix. You ever heard of Netflix? I'm just sick of it. I'm absolutely sick of it. Like, cable might be cheaper. I was ahead of the game. I canceled cable years ago. And I was like, we'll just get these streaming services, blah, blah, blah. Now they're playing like gang wars. Like you can only watch The Office on like Peacock. You can only watch Seinfeld on Netflix. It's like, why can't there just be one big thing? And why does like some stuff just not come out? Like remember when Fresh Prince of Bel-Air just didn't come out for the longest time, then it finally did? And it's on HBO now. It used to be on HBO Go or just HBO. Like things keep changing and I cannot keep up. I am turning into that old person. Like in The Simpsons when Grandpa Simpson's like, it will happen to you.
You're not with it. I used to be with it, but then they changed what it was. Now what I'm with isn't it, and what's it seems weird and scary to me. It'll happen to you.
Things change and you think that you're right, but then you go to be older and like everything else is weird and scary. That's how I feel. Everything is just weird and scary, and I don't really like it. I want to follow up from last week's episode where I talked about pedophilia. That was a tough episode, but everyone said I handled it pretty well, and they got what I was trying to get across. And Ja from the Decent Takes podcast was like, I just couldn't stop laughing at you because you kept on just being like, hey, I don't support pedophiles. And I'll say it again, I don't support pedophiles. But I feel like that was just an interesting topic to go through of how pedophilia is linked to mental health. It is a mental health disorder, I read, per fucking Wikipedia. So, see, I'm not a smart guy, but I asked the tough questions, you know? So go listen to that episode. Not a lot of people talked about it, I think, because it's such a hard subject to talk about, but I think I did a good job with it, so let me know. This week, I wanted to talk about motivate yourself when depressed, and I just found it funny because like I always try to do research myself, and you know how I am with like people on Instagram and TikTok like sharing their shit. So like I was like, well, I don't know, like I would never do that because I don't want to give people the wrong information. Like what works for me doesn't work for somebody else, and I've always do that. But you know WikiHow, like WikiHow, WIKI how.com. They'll like teach you anything, which is like super funny to me. And obviously I looked up how to motivate yourself when depressed, and it was like the 6th one down. I was like, you know what? I'm going to read this. And the reason that WikiHow like makes me laugh so much is because I don't know how I got to it, but I learned how to like kick down a door, which sounds ridiculous. You got to kick it at like where the handle is, but not like the handle itself, like right near there. Cause that's going to be the weakest spot because the hinges are tough. So WikiHow might be legit, but I haven't tried it yet. So these may sound like legit, but I'm going to comment on them and we'll figure it out together. Listener discretion advised, unless you're watching YouTube. But yeah, if anyone wants me to kick down a door, let me know and I can try it, seeing if it works or not. But yeah, my thing is like trying to motivate myself when I'm feeling depressed or if like feeling lethargic and I just don't want to get up. And like today's one of those days, but I did it. And I ordered food and I was like, you know what? I'm not going to pay for this $3 delivery charge, which is absolute bullshit because I still got to tip the guy and the guy's awesome. So I'm like, that's like $10 just for the guy delivering it to me. So I picked it up. I picked it up today. I was like, let me get out of the house. And then you know what? I have a wedding coming up to next weekend. I got my suit, brought it to the dry cleaner. Also brought my Ted DiBiase jacket that I forgot I had and I can wear it this winter. Got that dry cleaned. Got out feeling a little bit better. I might go food shopping after this. I probably won't, but I'm thinking about it because I got no food in my fridge. I just have a bunch of frozen stuff in the freezer that I don't know how to cook. So yeah, I should be going food shopping. But here are some little tips that I read. And some of them I'm for, and we'll see if some of them I'm against or whatever. Giving yourself a quick boost when you do like little things at a time, which I'll do. Like, but my big thing is like I'll pick something up and move it. Like say there's like clothes in the living room, I'll pick it up and just put it in a different room. Like if something has to go upstairs, it like slowly gets to the stairs, gets to one room. Then I fold it or I put it away. It takes a lot of while, but I guess that's supposed to help you. And I'm feeling very overwhelmed and I don't know where to start. Like I could clean this room, my bedroom, like everything. So I guess that one does help. Use positive self-talk to help get yourself moving. That one really doesn't work for me. But when you say like, oh, I'm being so lazy today, just a thought you can change it with, I'm doing my best today and that's enough. That one doesn't work for me whatsoever. I want to know what works for you because I could use it. Stepping outside is a big one, I think. Like, again, today it gave me a little bit of a boost. Playing songs that you like, throwing some Kesha, maybe some JoJo. That's my shit. Treat yourself to an award. I think I treat myself to awards too early and before I even do something. Setting reminders on your phone is a huge one because I always forget things and I get defeated and I don't necessarily get those things done, which makes me more depressed. Then exercise is a big one. That's what they said in Mr. Corman. He's like, you should exercise more. And I've heard that so many times. I'm like, dude, I get it. Thank you. Thank you, friend. Going for walks with a friend, calling friends. Yoga is a huge one. I love yoga. Everyone that I talk to in the mental health field loves yoga and they keep doing it. But, oh yeah, cold water therapy. I've always talked about. Craig, my buddy, helped out. I've been trying to do that where I take a hot shower, but then I stand there and try to make it cold for a little bit. Because it shocks your system and changes your mood and stuff apparently. But yeah, those are just some examples. But if you have examples, let me know because I could use them instead of going to WikiHow how to make myself a better person. I keep forgetting to tell that to my therapist that I'm being so fucking lazy and I can't motivate myself. So hopefully they can help me do that because I'm a fucking idiot and I forget everything. So I get we have a fucking computer in our pocket. Like I'm recording this episode from an iPhone and I can't be like, hey, can you just put this reminder in my phone, which I've been trying to do. So I'm getting a little bit better. See, that was number one when you slowly make steps. This is me picking up my socks, putting it in a different room, putting it in a basket, bringing it downstairs, finally putting it in the washer. But oh yeah, that reminds me, I have shit in the washer. This is very random, but I wanted to talk about this real quick. And then we'll end. Aliens. Do you believe in them or not? I'm indifferent. There's we can't even get to the middle of the earth, let alone we get to outer space and people are out there for months. We don't even see anything. We just see fucking planets from far away. And then we realize there's more galaxies. The odds of someone else out there has got to be really high. It's not 100% obviously, but there's got to be another earth, fucking so far away. So far, who sings that song? But yeah, so that is an option. But you think about these movies, and I was thinking about these movies too. When you watch Mars Attacks or Independence Day, it's these aliens or the big eyes and stuff, and they come to you. I was thinking of this, okay? They come over on a spaceship, apparently. How the fuck are they making the spaceship? Where are they getting the necessary materials? If these planets don't have fuel or gasoline, how are they doing it? And how are these aliens working on it? Are they doing 9 to 5s? Where are they getting the metal? Or electricity for that matter? Is there an alien Ben Franklin that was running around with a kite and a key on it? And then they made electricity? That's why I think we're so far in advance. If we're going to find another life form, we're the fucking aliens. We're doing the work. We're doing 9 to 5s. People making fucking computer phones that can see to the moon. There's no way that some other planet in a different galaxy has all these materials to make a spaceship. Or these inventions. So that's why I'm very iffy. If it happens, I'll be like, hey, I stand corrected. These aliens have the iPhone 38. But yeah, I thought about that and I wasn't high. Don't think I was high. But think about that. Aliens, when do they have the time to work? What do they do for fun? What are they doing right now? I don't know. And it scares the ever-living shit out of me. God damn it. And with this, Song suggestion, Oliver Tree, Life Goes On. I love that dude. He has a bowl cut. He has so many good jams. This one's really good. Obviously, the title, Life Goes On. So check that one out. And then, hey, it's October. We're hitting Halloween season, pumpkin season, white girl boots and those big hats season. I hate pumpkins. I hate the inside of pumpkins. They gross me the fuck out. I don't like the smell of them. I don't like the taste of them. Lindsay made pumpkin cookies and I ate them and I didn't know at the time. And then she told me they were pumpkin and I instantly didn't feel well. Yeah, call me dramatic. It's kind of a placebo maybe, but anti-pumpkin. I'll carve one if you get all this shit out in the middle, but I'm not having fun. Or I don't pick apples. But October's big in Halloween. People talk about Halloween movies and this and that. My favorite scary movie, Evil Dead 2. Shout out to Joe Norris for getting me into that years ago. Everyone, every girl, Hocus Pocus. Fuck Hocus Pocus, all right? I'll tell you a way better movie than that, Ernest Scared Stupid. Ernest Scared Stupid is elite. It has a troll, and he has one of the greatest lines in a movie where he puts the car in reverse with Rimshot, his dog, and right before he hits this fucking troll, he goes, "How about a bumper sandwich, booger lips?" Gets me every fucking time. I gotta post that, but yeah. Screw your Hocus Pocus, Ernest Scared Stupid, for life. Greatest Halloween movie that you can watch this season. And I think it's on HBO Go now or normal. I don't know, because you know your boy doesn't know all this shit. Thank you guys for checking out 20-10 Minutes. I love recording 20-minute episodes because I don't even like podcasting that much. But I love chatting with you. I love hearing from you. Again, check out my guest this week, Nina Corcoran. Go check out my former guest, Laura Martin. Shout out to the Knockin Doorz Down podcast. Go check them out after this. Thank you so much, guys. You know I love you so much. And I say it every week. Have a good one. And we're clear.